Assalamualaikum dear class. Today we are reading the topic that is urban poverty. You all know about the poverty. Poverty is lacking of anything that is needed, and we will discuss it in detail in today's topic. And the urban poverty is basically the poverty of those people that live in the urban areas and in the cities. So, what type of difficulties they face and how their life got affected by the increasing urbanization and different poverty related issues will be the topic of concern today. So, coping with the rapid process of urbanization is one of the most serious problems humanity in the 21st century must face. This is said by the Pope in 2006. And this is the reality that we are facing this reality that due to urbanization, most serious problems are facing by us, and in the future, these problems will go increasing day by day. More than half of the world's population now live in the urban areas. We see that day by day people are moving towards the urban areas more, and the rural life is less impressive, and it is going to less impressive day by day, and people want to live and want to shift towards the cities. By 2050, that figure will have risen to 6.5 billion people, two-thirds of the all humanity. It is said by United Nations Development Program 2017. UNDP said this data, and the facts and the figures involved in this process, we see that half of the humanity, that is 3.5 billion people, live in the cities today. By 2030, almost 60% of the world's population will live in the urban areas, and 95% of urban expansion in the next decade will take place in the developing nations like in the Pakistan and the Asian countries. 828 million people live in the slums today, and the number keep rising. Slums are the small homes in very compact space, and there are very much deficiencies in all aspects of well-being. So people used to live in the slums because they are not and they do not have enough money to live an independent good house and in the with the good facilities. So the world's cities occupy just 3% of the Earth's land, but account for 60 to 80% of energy consumption and 75% of the carbon emissions. So carbon emissions is a bad thing. It is carbon dioxide is the part of the greenhouse gases that are used to increase the temperature of our world day by day. So world city space is only 3% of the Earth's land, but it occupies 60 to 80% of energy consumption, and the 75% of carbon emission is due to the cities. So we see that what the OECD say about the urbanization, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is the OECD, define urbanization as that it is the increase in the proportion of a population living in the urban areas. And it can also be defined as the process by which a large number of the people becomes permanently concentrated in relatively small areas forming cities. Urbanization is considered a global phenomenon with varying impacts on the different countries, but overall, in all over the world, and people want to shift more in the cities, and urbanization is going to increase. So mega cities are developing day by day in all over the world. And if we say about the Pakistan, that Lahore, Karachi, Multan, these are cities that are growing in their size day by day, and the rapid growth of cities in the developing world coupled with increasing urban migration has led to the boom in mega cities like we see in the Multan, especially as you see that day by day the space covered by the people live in the Multan is converted from the rural to cities as different mega projects has shifted into the Multan. So the cities covered a covering area is going to increase. So mega city in a city with 10 million or more inhabitants, this is called the mega city. And in 1990 there were 10 mega cities. In 2017 there are 37 mega cities and home to a total 453 million people. This is the description of the mega cities. So poverty is linked to this urbanization process and this the megacity development process, because as the people live and want to live more in the cities, then there will be very less chances of having good access to anything that is needed by the life. So and they become poor and poor day by day as the people want to live in the cities. So poverty is about not having enough money to meet basic needs, including what are the basic needs, that are the food, clothing and shelter. When the people are deprived of all these things, then they become poor. Poverty is hunger, poverty is a lack of shelter, poverty is being sick and not being able to see a doctor, poverty is not having access to school and not knowing how to read. So these are the different factors that we can say that these are the types of the poverty. Poverty is not having a job, it is the fear of the future, living one day at a time. ठीक है. तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स हैं जिसको हम कह सकते हैं कि poor people are going to face these all these factors and any of these factors. So urban poverty, what is the urban poverty? It is the multi-dimensional phenomenon. The urban poor live with many deprivations. Urban poverty exists everywhere, although on different levels, from poor to rich countries. You recognize it in the substandard living conditions and income, along with deficient provision of basic public services. What are these? Running water, electricity and all the facilities that are required by the living human beings. But urban poverty is not just a collection of characteristics, it is also called dynamic condition of vulnerability or susceptibility to risk, because there is a risk of earning money, there is a risk of earning food for the persons that are dependent on you. So all these things are covered in the urban poverty. So what are the causes of the urban poverty? Different causes are there for the urban poverty, that like the overpopulation, droughts and floods. Pickers are more as compared to collectors, and the illiteracy is more, improper training, unequal distribution of income, slow job growth, terrorism, war, urbanization, migration from rural to urban areas, livelihood issues and financial crisis, social infrastructure. All are these the reasons due to those the urban poverty is going to increase. So what are the dimensions of urban poverty? What type of factors that affect the urban poverty? What type of things that are related to urban poverty? It is due to the limited asset base for individuals, households or communities, inadequate protection by law, limited access to employment opportunities, adequate health and educational opportunities. All these things are in limited access, inadequate and insecure housing, and unhealthy environment, rising inequality. Obviously, when people are more in the closed space, all these factors are there for them, and the challenges are more in providing urban services, safety and security issues. Climate is going to change day by day, and they become more hot, and the temperature is going to rise due to the greenhouse gases and the carbon emissions, and lack of access to safe water and sanitation. Water is going to down day by day in the water table, and the safe and clean water is not available to every person. And insecure home ownership, most of the people that used to live in the rental areas and they do not have their own homes. Increasing residency in slums and informal settlements. So the slum is very much related to the urban poverty things, and the urban poverty slums are those in which any of the following factor is there. The United Nations said they characterize the slums, the information informal settlements. Slums are called the informal settlements as lacking one or more of the following five conditions. इनमें से कोई भी एक चीज जो ना हो तो हम कह सकते हैं कि this is called slum. Access to improved water, access to improved sanitation facilities, sufficient living area, not overcrowded, and structural quality, durability of dwellings, and security of tenure. ये सब चीजें हों या इनमें से कोई एक या उससे ज्यादा चीजें मौजूद हो तो हम कह सकते हैं this thing, this covered area is called slum. Here the type of the slum is present in this picture, and it is a dwelling in an informal settlement in Fiji. Families, children, and communities may face more illness and struggle living in conditions without water services and sanitation. This is the photo shared by the Richard Wainwright. So, urban poverty or poverty is related to the well being. And how can we measure the well-being? What is the factor by which we can measure and we can say that we are using a well-being life or not? So information about the poverty that exists in countries is often measured financially. Living on less than $1.9 a day is considered extreme poverty. This was set by the World Bank and is used widely. Another widely used measure to talk about the status of a country is the GDP. You have listened a lot of time about GDP. So GDP is gross domestic product. This measures the monetary value of all the goods and services produced in a country or region. So now you have the point that what are the limitations in measuring poverty and progress in financial terms. You have to think about this topic and what else is poverty about. इन सब चीज़ों के अलावा आपको क्या लगता है कि poverty क्या हो सकती है? List at 5 or more indicators that you people think should be considered when discussing human well-being. So it is your task that you have to think about all these things, that what are the indicators that are involved in the discussing the human well-being. So development indicators are those things that consider more than economic status. They aim to collate data that gives a picture about human well-being. The dimensions are in two categories. ये जो human development indicators हैं इनको हम दो तरह से देख सकते हैं. Dimensions that enhance human capabilities, ठीक है, इस सभी में पता चल सकता है SBI का, जिसमें knowledge हो सकता है persons का, long and healthy life है, decent standards of living है. और हम दूसरी तरह से कह सकते हैं डायमेंशन दैट क्रिएट द कंडीशंस फॉर ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट, लाइक पार्टिसिपेशन इन political and economic life, environmental sustainability, human security and rights, promoting equality and social justice. So these are the dimensions that are used for the human development indicators. And what are the strengths and weakness of this approach to measure the well-being? What other dimensions could be? So, what other dimensions could be added in these human development indicators, and explore the interactive data about the international human development indicators by this link? And you people have to find and compare Pakistan with two countries from the Asia region. What are differences and similarities? Do you notice between the Pakistan and other countries, and what surprises you and why? So, it can lead to a thriving economy, strong social organization, and technological innovation while reducing source energy consumption. What strategies can be used to mitigate the challenge raised by the rapid urbanization? So here I am going to share a report about the urban population, the UNDP in India. And the urban poverty report summarizes that urban areas play a critical role in economic development of a country and is also giving rise to the growing concern about increasing poverty in urban centers. Like urbanization of poverty increases as people migrate to cities in search of livelihood and opportunities. The report estimates that 50% of slums are in a five big metros. These five big cities are present in the India, like Mumbai, Delhi, and Chennai and Kolkata account for over 50% of India's slums households, and 66% of statutory towns have slums. 137.49 lakh households living in 1.08 lakh slums in India. About 17.4% of urban households live in slums. According to 2011 census, slum dwellers spend nearly 50% of income on food. Urban poverty, unlike rural poverty, imposes considerable negative externalities on the society and economy. यानी ये चीज़ें सिर्फ अर्बन पॉवर्टी में ही अफेक्ट करती हैं, रूरल पॉवर्टी में इन चीज़ों का रोल नहीं है. एज द रिपोर्ट्स पॉइंट आउट दैट द urban poverty poses the problems of housing and shelter. This type of problem is not mostly in the rural areas. Water, sanitation, health, education, social security, and livelihood, along with the special need of vulnerable groups like women, children, and aged people. All these are the affectees of these problems. Overcrowded slums without access to these basic amenities and social welfare nets and with constant uncertainty, so, with the evictions and loss of livelihoods give you fuel to social events like drugs or crimes. Report also says that 2.7% of people living on the $1.25 per day. So we know that $1.9 per day. Below this is the person is called poor, and below the international extreme poverty line, India house to one third of the world poor. It says that India have lifted only 38 million people out of the extreme poverty since 1980s. Poverty is still prevalent in the rural areas than urban areas, but the gap is gradually closing. Many Indian states report a higher poverty figure in urban areas. Some organizations are only willing to serve those who are belonging to a specific community or caste. So this report is basically from the India, but Pakistan is too much closely resembled to all these situations. This figure show that how the urban poverty is affecting people and their life. Ethics can be seen, we can see the ethics from three point of views: personal level, social level, and on the government level. So what type of things we can do? That on personal level we have to spend less, save more, and we should have the things that are needed, not we want. On the social level we have to remove the social structures that emphasize on wants rather than needs. And on the government level, government have to create an urban environment that provide basic necessities to its every citizen, like food, shelter, and transport, like in the developed countries, government provide their people, and employment generation. So what we conclude from all these things, that there are two types of urban poor. First is unemployed and second one is employed with limited disposable income. Both are considered to be urban poor, and sufficient steps have to be taken to overcome both the aspects, emphasizing on need rather than wants, including saving habits, taking poor economical and political measures. We dress according to the jobs we want, forgetting the most salaries and tailor to afford dressing for the jobs we have. Because if we buy things we don't need, we have to sell the things we need. So we how can we save our money, and how can we save our country from going more poor? We have to follow these things. So this was all about today's topic, that is the urban poverty.